And more Dodger news here. Walker Buehler and the Dodgers avoid arbitration. Buehler signs a 2-year deal worth $8 million, and with incentives, it can kick up to over $12 million. And the guys, I mean, he's just straight up stud. 2019, 14-4, the 3.26 ERA. Last year, he battled blister issues, but he was 1-0 with a 3.44 ERA. And in the postseason, I mean, he was a man. So read it and weep, Major League Baseball. If you got to face the Dodgers, good luck. These are just some notable pitchers. Oh, guys named Kershaw, Price, Sal, Bauer, Buehler, and what they've done with their Cy Young Award finishes. I mean, I'm laughing because it's a little embarrassing. I mean, but hey, look. I mean,
Dodger fans aren't saying that.
Right.
They're going, yes.
Heading into 2021, I mean, you don't know what pitching situation is going to be because you're coming up a short season, and so you don't know how arms are going to be. You want to stack up as many arms as you can and see if you can win a World Series.
Yeah, why not? You go out and get, one of the top pitchers in the game last year, certainly with what we just heard with Trevor Bauer. Impressive. And Smoltz, you can attest to this because I faced those guys for years, and they had a bunch of Cy Youngs over there with the Braves. Right. So it's similar. But stuff-wise, Smoltz, I'm curious. But yes, exactly, Fran. I mean, what we just showed right there, right? Clayton Kirsch, 175 wins in his big league career, 32 years old. Seems like we've been talking about him forever. The 3 Cys, a Triple Crown winner one year when he won that, wins, ERA, and Ks. For those that don't know what the Triple Crown, yeah, and that's right. He won it both in the same year with the respect to that MVP and World Series. And finally, last year, you look and see him up about winning a World Series, and he had a good World Series, Clayton did. David Price, I know he's a little bit older, and he's been around a while, 150 wins in his big league career. He also won in 2012, that Cy Young. He's got a 3.3 ERA in his career, 5-time All-Star. Taking the time off last year with COVID, I think is going to help him, but he's got one on his mantle. And as we just heard with Trevor Bauer, the Dodgers are thrilled. This guy is dynamic. He's electric. Really good stuff. He thinks at a whole different level. I believe that he's going to be fantastic for this team. Where he fits in, who knows, but he also has Cy Young. And I want to finish on Walker Buehler because I know he's the young guy of this crew, but you talk about pure stuff, fastball, cutter, curveball, slider. Everything is hard. Doesn't throw a changeup yet. And yes, Maltzy, I'm going to put a Cy Young in his hand because I believe, especially as he gets a little more experience and has the ability to understand what's working and what's not working, maybe you come up with a changeup as you did as you got into your career with your split finger. But this is beyond impressive. And I didn't even mention Julio Urias or Dustin May, who was the opening day starter last year. So it's something else have them to have another premium arm.
Who's the ace? Does it even matter? For those guys, does it matter?
Well, I love that term because that gets thrown around so many times. It's kind of like, not too far from here, the Brooklyn Nets got 3 studs on their team. Who's going to get the ball during crunch time? That's going to be the question there. And I think the same can be said here. Who's going to get the ball when they're in the postseason for that big game? And I would, no disrespect to anybody else, Walker Buehler would be the guy for me. Does that make him the ace? I don't know, but I think eventually you're going to see him continue to improve and get better, where Kershaw's already in the Hall of Fame. David Price has done his thing. You've got this internal competition that's going to be great for those guys. Some older guys blend with some younger guys, but Walker Buehler, I'm a huge fan of his, but I'm also a huge fan of Julio Urias, who ironically might be their closer. Would be a lockdown starter for me on any other ball.
Well, we're going to get into it later because we're talking about Clayton Kershaw, but the internal competitions that you have with those great Braves pitching staffs, and that's what kept you guys going. Rays were 2 wins away from